Alright, so in this video we're going to talk about midpoint, how to find the midpoint given two endpoints, as well as finding the endpoint given a midpoint and an endpoint. The first method here is graphing. So I'm going to graph my points at -5, 6, and then a point at 3, -1. And then we're going to find how far down we've gone and how far over, and then find the middle. So we're just going to count. This starts at 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and -1. And then we've started here at 3, so 3, 2, 1, 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. And then we are going to slash till we get to the middle. So on either side, notice that we've got two numbers here. So we're going to take what's in the middle. And then we're going to slash on the bottom too to see what's in the middle. So here we've got 2.5 in the middle. So our point would be at -1, 2.5. And if we go over and we check that, right? So here's -1, 2.5 as our midpoint. Okay, so that's the graphing method. Then we've got the chart, which is extremely similar to the graph, but now we don't have to draw the picture, so it's making it one step easier. So we've got 5, -2 in the top, and you take the other point that you have, 9, 3, and put it at the bottom. And then you're going to fill in the space in between by counting. So 5 to 9, we're going to go 6, 7, 8, and then we're at 9. And then from -2 to 3, we go -1, 0, 1, 2, and then we're at 3. And now we're going to slash till we get to the middle. So 7's in the middle there. And then slash till we're in the middle. Make sure you're slashing evenly. Notice we have two numbers again. We're going to take the one in between, which is 0.5. Okay, so then our midpoint here would be at 7, 0.5. Now, this method would be hard if there was a lot of distance in between the two numbers that you're trying to find the midpoint of. It's really handy for one that's really small. The last one is going to be that formula. This is the only one that has addition between the two. So it's going to be x1 plus, that's our new thing, this is a plus, x2 over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2. Okay, the plus is new. All of our other equations have minuses. This one is a plus. Okay, so I'm going to label my points x1, y1, x2, y2. And I'm just going to plug them into the formula. So I've got -3 plus 4 over 1, comma, -1 plus 5 over 2. I should have said over 2 and it's not 1. I apologize. So then we're going to have -3 plus 4 gives us a positive 1. So we have 1/2. And then -1 plus 5 gives us a positive 4. And 4 divided by 2 would give us 2. But let me write that step out. All right, so our final answer there would be 1/2 and 2. All right, so now we're going to talk about finding an endpoint when given a midpoint and some endpoint. Make sure you're queuing here to know what is what. So we know that the midpoint is -1, 3, and an endpoint is -5, 6. So we're going to plot that on our graph. So we've got -5, 6. And then we've got -1, +3. Okay, and we're going to find this by counting our slope. Remember, it's in the middle. So we've gone down how much and over how much to get to that point. We went down 3 and over 4. So we're going to go down 3 and over 4 to find our new endpoint. So 0 3 would have been our endpoint. 0, 3 would have been our endpoint. Would have been our new endpoint for B. Okay, let's check this method as a chart. Okay, as a chart, it's going to be a little different than the first chart because our new point is in the middle. So our midpoint here is 2, 4 with an endpoint of 4, 1. The 4, 1 has to go on top. Okay, and the 2, 4 is going to go in the middle. And we're going to fill in our numbers in between. So really here I just have a 3 that's between the 4 and the 2. There are 2 numbers above the 2, so I need to go 2 numbers below the 2. So that's 1 and 0. With the 1 and 4, I've got 2 and 3 in between, so there's 3 numbers above the 4, so I need to go 3 numbers below the 4. So that's 5, 6, and 7. So our new endpoint would be 0, 7. Okay, our new endpoint would be 0, 7. I want to go back to this. I wrote my point wrong. That should say 3, 0 and not 0, 3. So hopefully someone caught that while they were watching this. So 3, 0, okay, because we put our x's first. So 3, 0 there. All right. The last one is, I think, the quickest method, and I call it EME. It kind of looks like a caterpillar as well. You put your endpoint, midpoint, endpoint. So our midpoint here is negative, or 1, -5, so we stick 1, -5 in there. And then our endpoint is going to be -6, -2. Then we're going to say, how did we get from piece to piece? So how did we get from -6 to 1, right? We've added 7. So we are going to add 7 to the 1, and we're going to get 8. We're not going to put what we added down at the bottom. We're not putting 7. We have to add the 7 to the midpoint to get to the next point. All right, so now we have -2 to -5. We've subtracted 3, so we're going to subtract 3 from -5 to give us -8. And that's going to be our new endpoint, 8, -8. Again, if you have any further questions, please see me in class.